Welcome to my whiskey den. Welcome back. Welcome to the very last of Ginger Stream 2020, the Ironroot review series that we were doing. And we are on the very last bottle that we have because it's just the whiskeys. Maybe in the future we'll do some other stuff. But we are doing the 2020 World Whiskey of the Year, or World Non-Kentucky Bourbon of the Year, whatever. So it is Harbinger.
Let's get into it. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, sorry, I get lost in that all the time. Welcome back. And we are, like I said, we're going to be talking Harbinger. And since I'm drinking out of Mike's bottle, I think we'll let him spit the flow of what's going on in his. And hopefully no breaking bottles tonight.
Spit the flow. So this bottle, it's Ironroot 2019 B version. It is made, it's 95% corn. It's a mix of yellow dent, purple bloody butcher, and flint corn, and then 5% rye. And they use 30 to 40% of European oak in the barrels.
And that's pretty nice. I was going to say that seems pretty simple, but they usually have a unique kind of complex setting for the corns that they're using. And they go nice in depth into trying a bunch of different ones, but they did throw a little more rye into this.
Yeah.
So,
and it's 27 months and it's 115 proof.
Very good. The stat whores are happy.
Got to keep your horse happy.
That's true. 57.5. So another big APV. There isn't one that was low. I think the lowest one we had was the Promethean that was 51%. But everything we had tonight was all 57, 58, 61. So some beefier percentages.
Yeah.
And on every one, you are not getting the alcohol burn or the ethanol flavor very much. Like there was a titch in one, but I would say this is 45% just on the nose.
Yeah.
Like it's flavor, and it is not alcohol burn at all here. Well, I see you took your Fifth Elements wig after you started licking the bottle last time off. But that's okay.
It's amazing what overcomes you with the ginger influence there.
They are randy people.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
This is just going to sound weird, but I just got this, and since we had the other two, root beer cotton candy. I'm getting on the nose.
Yeah.
Like
I get the root beer. And their sweetness, but more the sweetness is more in a maple brown sugar for me.
Yeah.
I get maple brown sugar, but I'm getting some of that like light kind of just the light kind of corn light sugar note to it as well too. It's almost like it's like a layered sugar. Like there's like 2 or 3 different
You're really
sugars
getting that in there too. So maybe that's
I am.
Just put the hand on the back of your head and shove it down.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a candied orange.
I see that.
Yeah, that's.
And the corn for me is like almost like buttered popcorn.
There is a richness to it, but that was just all their stuff has so much unique layering going on of flavors, and it's because there's a lot of flavors, and none of them seem to be fighting with each other or trying to play standout. Like, ooh,
no,
this is the one.
Yeah, there's no one flavor too that pops up and just goes away. Everything just works with everything that's in there. And I've not had anything of theirs. It's also the way that it changes from one flavor to another, it is way more of a blend, like it's meshed into another one, and then something else goes, but there's no harsh changes to it.
And I'm almost getting a very lightly salted caramel with a little dark chocolate, like bitter dark chocolate. Once again, though, rich smells, rich flavors, dense flavors.
Yeah.
Wow. Some fruit, but I'm gonna have to exhale. Let my nose kind of freshen up again before I go in here. Yeah, like you said, it's like a candied orange. Like whatever kind of berry flavors, they're almost like all a kind of a candied flavor, or like a little titch of apple, but more like a red apple, not a green apple. But wow. Okay, yeah. So on the nose, I can see with you're getting 5-6 different flavors how rich and kind of, oh damn, did you just, I think Mike's eyes just fluttered.
Yes, they did.
I don't know what happened to you there, but you were not on the stream for a second. I looked up and you were gone.
It was like I jumped onto a unicorn and took a ride. No, it just I tried to hold it more towards the back, and just the way that the flavor hit, it was just like, whoa. Get just a real quick hit of that Texas dusty funk, but then it's gone. But man.
Whoa.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit of like a vanilla icing with a cherry syrup to it.
Yeah.
Almost reminds me of cheer wine.
Well, now a couple minutes in, I'm not getting the cotton candy smell. Like you said, it's more of a frosting smell.
Yeah.
It's
dense.
Like not Mike, but Ben said with the Icar, the one we just had, is if you really sit with that one and give it some time, the flavors will unveil itself and change over about 30-40 minutes. And I have a feeling just with this one it'd be very similar.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot that's going to change as it oxidizes and gets some air into it.
I really think that's one of the things that's absolutely beautiful about all of their whiskeys, and probably again that whole influence of brandy making that comes in is how these flavors are really richly layered in.
Yeah.
And it does. It's just like a brandy. You spend time with the brandy. You don't just suck that down. You're going to spend time with it, and things begin to open up and unravel. And these whiskeys do the same way. You first pour it, you're going to smell it. You come back to it 2 minutes later, it's something different. You come back another minute or two later, it's different again. It slowly unravels, and there's just all these intricate notes buried in there, and that's what makes these such a fun journey.
And it's a very, very high corn content whiskey.
It's
and you wouldn't know it, but this combination of those heirlooms are it's amazing that you could take something, comparatively, I think I said it before, and there, mellow corn's 95 or 96 or so percent corn. I don't know, it's 100%, but this is roughly the same percentage, and just a massive flavor. I mean, there's not even a resemblance between the two.
No, you compare this to a standard corn whiskey from anybody else,
and again, it's not a fair comparison. A $13 bottle of whiskey versus this. Still, I don't think this is that high of a corn whiskey.
No, I mean, you got other distillers using, obviously corn and barley and rye and wheat to get all these different notes out of it. And these guys, it's 90-95% corn, sometimes 100% corn, and it's absolutely astounding the amount of flavors and notes that they're pulling out of this.
And once again, it's got a silky mouthfeel, at least for 2/3, and then it kind of seems a little drying and then that's what kind of kicks up my like saliva glands a little bit in the corners again. But it is a very kind of silky feel to it. I'm gonna go back because I want to get back on a couple of the notes. I didn't get all the notes from the taste out yet.
And it just drinks so well below the proof.
Yeah. I wish I knew the breakdown of all the corns, but I know that the Bloody Butcher's, I think it's like more berry, fruity, sweeter. And purple corn is also fruity, but it has more spice to it.
And that's what I'm gonna say, because I'm like, you would think on the last couple I've had, most of them are, it's at most 5% rye. That I would be guessing like 10, at least 10, maybe 15% on some of them. Where at one point, more predominantly towards the end, you get like a little burst of like a spice or a rye note for a little bit, and then it kind of soaks away, but it's there. And it's at 5%. It's very hard to believe. But this barrel also 30-40% European oak. So like I was saying, the other ones, tighter ring structure, more spice, less sugar. Like you get from some of the barrels made more up in Minnesota and Wisconsin and other places rather than further south. But they play well. But let's go. Let's give a couple more tastes here. Caramel rolling into like a molasses, and then picking up spice, there's a fruit note, and it's a darker fruit. I'm not saying blackberry. It's kind of plummy for me because blackberry is sweeter. It's a little bit drier, almost like a plum wine, kind of
like black currants.
Yeah. In there, and then like spice kind of, a little rye spice kind of picks up there towards the middle end.
Yeah.
And then you start getting some oak kind of hitting. This is also very, I can see how, and like we were saying, comes in way under the ABV drinkability. This is dangerous at what, 57. This is a dangerous 57, people.
Yeah.
I can already tell that I could have that bottle gone in like no time flat. There's a little sample bottle. No. We have Josh coming on in a couple of days, and I want to save some Ironroot for when he's on. But yeah, you could go. I mean, it's almost like you want to have not the normal Glencairn, you want to have the mini Glencairn.
Yeah,
because you're forgetting your tasting rather than you're just having a drink. Like you could pour an ounce or 2 ounces into this and just magically see it disappear.
Oh, you don't want this one? My giant version?
Oh, is that like the 10-ounce Glencairn, or what the hell is that one?
It's actually a Schatzweissel,
okay,
German, but it's like a larger style Glencairn, and for higher proof whiskeys, it's one of my favorite nosing glasses. So you got a much wider base, and it's another fun way I like to explore whiskeys, because I'll try it in the standard Glencairn, then I go to this one and I get different things out of the nose from it. And I found it really useful for higher proof whiskeys.
Yeah.
I'm sure you can, with how much wider it is at the base.
Right.
It still kind of flutes up. You're getting much more surface area to kind of come in contact with. That's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we'll have to do a show where we do like the mini, the standard, and the large, and just see if you can really get a couple different flavors, because it's a lot of different surface. I mean, just surface area alone, and that usually makes a big difference with things.
Yeah.
I've added a few drops of water to this, and
cheater.
The fruit notes dial down,
right,
and it's more of the corn and earth and oak that really come forward. The fruit goes down, but it's there's a little bit more molasses on the nose, more corn notes, more of an earthy oak barrel note to it.
I get you in that. It's almost a little dusty corn.
Yeah.
Kind of came into it now.
Yep.
I think it's just the density kind of gets pulled away a little bit. Like the last couple we did that to, where it's just such a dense, rich, nose and kind of flavor to it. I think this just kind of loosens things up, just kind of elbows its way in there. You're right. The molasses comes through more. I don't get as much as the dark fruit. Oh, you were dead on with that, Ben.
I get almost a sweet tea note on the palate there as well.
And it fades a lot quicker.
Yeah.
Just with a couple of drops. Like it's not clinging as heavily as it was. That must really disperse the oils pretty well.
Yeah, it rolls through faster. The finish comes and it's not hanging around like it was. But it's not bad either. Again, it's just another interesting journey. It didn't ruin it by any means.
I wonder when they're judging, since this one did win, 2020 World Whiskey of the Year.
Yeah.
If they do play with water, or if it is just strictly at cask strength or whatever is sent in. Because, I mean, that could be an easy factor where you're like, well, you could rate them that way and then almost like go back later on, add 3 drops to things and see if it's like, if the whiskey changes or the whiskey's more interesting at any point and give it kind of bonus points for that, or kind of a little more like a notch to the belt if per se, or was it just you can only taste it at like the ABV sent in? That would be kind of something we should find a judge and ask him at some point, or we should become judges. Maybe we'll have our own whiskey contest.
Now you're thinking.
Right.
Okay, distilleries watching, you can go ahead and send your samples in.
Yeah, we'll have an end of the year championship.
Yeah, fair and impartial judging.
Yes,
and we will send out awards. We'll have an award show. We were talking about that anyway, so I think that's plausible. But it'd just be more legitimate this way.
We call them the Denny's.
Denny's. What did I call them? I think I was going for the Waskers. The Waskers. At the same time that we're having our show, it goes on as the Oscars because you get bored of watching that at points.
Right.
So our awards would go on simultaneous, so you could flip back and forth or have them on at the same time.
3.5 hours, and the in memoriam will be all the bottles that were drained that year,
or that night.
Yeah, or that night. Or if any jackass broke their bottle.
that would be good. Like the memorandum of bottles going by.
Yeah. Oh, that was a good one.
That was a good one.
Oh, that was good.
But like Robert was saying, I'm intrigued now because he was saying that one distiller, and I'm going to forget his name right now, so my apologies, but the guy from Spirits of French Lick.
Yeah.
He said he was like the corn whisperer, and I was like, "Whoa, I thought you were the corn whisperer." Yeah. I'm intrigued by that but I didn't get a corn from them. The ones I sent you guys was the Weeder, and then the Lee Sinclair, which is a 4-grain, which has oats in it. Mm-hmm. But I look forward to scheduling that because if he's the corn whisperer, I'm wondering what he's got up his sleeve for other things that they're doing, because that makes it even more intriguing if Robert and Jonathan have that much respect for him that he's the guy that kind of picked up for that one.
The corn man.
The corn man. But I think that's good for this one. We don't want
science blending of the last 3 we've done.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's fair. Hold on. We can say goodbye to that one to everyone on the stream. So
all right, I'll do it too.
Yeah.
Missed that arm.
A little Harbinger, a little Iker, and a little Hubris, because that's true. All right, you good, Mike?
I'm getting there. I'm pouring slow and holding my bottle with 2 hands.
2 hands. You're double fisting it.
Just like you're teaching your toddler. 2 hands, buddy. 2 hands.
All right. But thank you again for everyone showing up this evening. We appreciate it. Coming in kind of end of the whole Ironroot week. And that's what we're going to kind of try to be doing for the rest of these. We're going to try to have someone from the distillery or from the company on. It's kind of the beginning of the week. And then after that, we're going to try to drop a review or two from that distillery so you get an idea of what they're flavoring, and then go back and kind of see some of the unique stuff that they said if you missed the first kind of live stream we did with someone from the company, kind of getting a little more encompassed feel for a certain distillery, and then letting you make your own judgments if you can find a bottle. And if you can't find a bottle, there's usually a good place. And that's someone we're having on in a couple weeks. On the 30th, we're having Blake on from Sealbox.
Yeah.
And he's a place that we do get some bottles from. I think each of us have.
Mm-hmm.
He's not a craft distiller. He kind of hunts out craft distillers that are doing some unique stuff in the field and allows you to buy them online, and he'll ship them to you. And there are a lot of things that you can't just go down to your liquor store and get. Like, you can usually go down there and ask them to get a bottle for you. Sometimes it will take a long time. Sometimes they won't even do it for you. These are some unique things that so far have been pretty good that everyone I've tasted, his palate's pretty good for hunting out unique stuff. The only one I wasn't a fan of was Too Black Licorice for me, and you guys loved it. So I mean, that's why we have the three of us on, because there might be something one of us dislikes and the other people love. But yeah, Black Licorice, people. Shouldn't be out there. Should have never been made in the first place. So on that note, I gotta get the hair out of my eyes again. On that note, we'll let everyone go. We want to thank you for stopping in again one more time this week. And don't forget to catch Josh's live stream we're going to do with him, with Josh and Gretchen, and the one we did with Robert earlier this week if you want to find out a little more information about Ironroot. So from our den to yours, remember, it's not the size of the den that matters. It's the love of the whiskey. Cheers, folks.
Cheers.
Let's get into it. 1, 2, 3. Let's get some more. Have it in. Give some more.